Hello and welcome to South First. I'm Anusha Ravisood and you're watching State of Play, our daily roundup of all things politics, policy and human interest. At a time, all political parties in Telangana are indulging in the politics of backward classes, considering that the Revant Reddy government, the Congress government in the state, has pushed for a bill, has passed a piece of legislation pushing for enhanced reservation for BCs, a considerable chunk of Telangana's population. Whether it is the ruling dispensation, the Congress, the ruling party, the Congress, or the opposition party, the BRS, leaders are in a race to stake claim as the voice of the backward classes in the state. At a time like this, the BJP has chosen to make a Brahmin the chief of its state unit. Former MLC Ramachandra Rao is all set to become the BJP Telangana state president, despite several BC leaders in the run for that coveted post within the Saffron Party's structure. Despite names like former president of Telangana BJP unit Bandi Sanjay to a very prominent leader of backward classes that the party got from the BRS when he jumped ships, Eatala Rajender, even the incumbent president Kishan Reddy, both Bandi Sanjay and Kishan Reddy are now part of the union cabinet in different capacities. Despite all of these names doing the rounds, including an MP of Nizamabad like Arvind, all these leaders, their names were in the running for the post. But it turns out that a former MLC, a typically hardcore BJP loyalist, somebody who was trained, who seeped into the ideology of the Sangh, who's been part of the RSS for decades now, who has been in the BJP's, or rather the Sangh Parivar's several units, several wings in the past, has been chosen to lead the party as Telangana state president. On Monday, the nominations for the post of Telangana BJP president were to be filed, and it seems the party has decided it is going to back Ramachandra Rao, and no other candidate is expected to file their nominations, which means this will be a unanimous choice. Ramachandra Rao is all set to become the president of Telangana BJP, and with this, he also is aimed, or rather, he is also expected to bring about a semblance of balance, peace, and put to rest all dissidents and internal factionism in the party. For months now, Eatala Rajender, a former minister in the Telangana cabinet who was part of the BRS government led by K. Chandrasekhar Rao before he finally quit the BRS and joined the BJP. Eatala Rajender, a very popular BC leader, comes from a community of Mudiraju, which is a prominent backward class. He was touted to be the president of Telangana BJP unit for months now, rather for years now. He has been lobbying for a position of power in the BJP's scheme of things in the state. But it turns out that the party has chosen to reward one of its own instead of somebody who joined the party much later from a different political outfit. Two things primarily seem to have worked in favor of Ramachandra Rao. One, the backing that he got from a considerable force of RSS or the Sangh Parivar. He had an entire group of leaders from the RSS backing his candidature. Along with that, he also had several senior leaders of the BJP from the center as well as the state, people who have been in the capacity of advisors, supervisors, observers in the BJP have backed his candidature. What didn't hurt in Ramchandra Rao's elevation, or rather his choice as the BJP president, is one faction of the party's cadres, workers, leaders too within the state unit seem to have agreed with several leaders of the Sangh, very powerful, influential leaders of the Sangh in charge of Telangana and in charge of southern BJP units or Sangh units backing his candidature. Like I said, he's somebody who's been with the RSS for decades now. He was in the ABVP, he has been the MLC from the BJP. He has even represented BJP in several cases, including the one where the previous BRS government had accused BJP's General Secretary organization, BL Santosh, of attempting to poach its MLAs, and recorded cases, or rather made arrests after a sting operation was carried out, showing negotiations that were held purportedly at the behest of the BJP's General Secretary organization, BL Santosh, to poach MLAs of BRS. Ramachandra Rao represented BJP leaders in the court, defending them against the cases filed by the BRS government. For the BJP leadership that was finding it extremely difficult to zero in on who should be the ideal candidate to lead the party, considering that one, it is in the opposition and elections are 3.5 years away. The party cannot afford to see the kind of tensions it is seeing, say, in a state unit like Karnataka. In Karnataka, the party has been in power previously. There are some very prominent leaders, there are influential leaders. Even if there are factionalism, the party has a structure that can actually address those mechanisms. But in a state like Telangana, where the BJP is not in the number two position, but in number three, the party has to ensure that it sets its own house in order before it can take on the party in power as well as the primary opposition party, the BRS. It seems Ramachandra Rao was picked because the party arrived at the conclusion that he is accepted pretty much by all factions in the state unit. No leader has specifically any concerns, any issues with him. Not seen as a threat, considering the community he hails from is deemed to be a community that votes loyally for the BJP, in favor of the BJP, but is not politically significant, unlike several groups within the backward classes community that are game changers when it comes to elections in Telangana. For far too long, the BJP has always been seen as a backward classes party in Telangana, with the Congress having a concentration of Reddy leaders, with the BRS having a concentration of Velama leaders, primarily because the senior most leaders of both these parties come from these respective communities. Hence, the BJP was seen not just as a Brahmin party, but as a party that has found resonance among backward classes communities, because leaders from these communities were not given prominent positions as much in the Congress or the BRS, previously the TRS. So the BJP had developed a good base of voters from backward classes communities. So it naturally meant that when it came to the party president post, the choice would be a BC leader. But then, with the backward classes communities' support, the BJP had a problem of plenty. It had at least three contenders from that community, all of them strong contenders, and all of them a threat to each other. Picking any of these three candidates may have put the party in more trouble, something that it can't afford to have currently. So the idea, it seems, is to have Ramachandra Rao head the party unit right now, relieve Kishan Reddy of his responsibilities so he can focus on his ministerial duties. Ramachandra Rao can function as the party president, put in place his structures much closer to the election, the next assembly election in Telangana. There could once again be a change of leadership with a backward classes leader taking charge of the party, leading the party into elections. So, like I said, the three contenders primarily all hailing from the backward classes community, other than Bandi Sanjay, who belongs to the very prominent Munnuru Kapu backward classes community in Telangana, to Eatala Rajender, who comes from the Mudiraju community, and more importantly, a more younger face, somebody who has positioned himself as a firebrand BJP leader, somebody who doesn't mind speaking his mind, Arvind Dharmapuri, the MP of Nizamabad, somebody who had defeated Kavita Kalvakuntala from her constituency of Nizamabad previously, incumbent also an MP. Arvind was also somebody who was looking forward to be chosen, to be picked, or at least be allowed to contest for the position of the BJP's state president post in Telangana. It seems Arvind will now have to prolong his wait. The party, it seems, went through an entire brainstorming session. They thought about how a very senior leader like Eatala Rajender, who has a lot of influence even within, not just within his constituency and community, but also has the capacity to draw more leaders from other parties to influence more, or rather help the BJP develop more leadership from the backward classes community in different constituencies. But making him the president of the BJP means it would tick off Bandi Sanjay, hugely popular within the BJP cadre. Bandi Sanjay, let's remember, had carried out a yatra as the president of Telangana before the Telangana Assembly elections in 2023. He had garnered a lot of support. He was seen as somebody who will potentially be the BJP's chief minister face. But closer to the election, given the kind of tensions that were being witnessed in Telangana BJP, the Saffron Party decided to remove him as the president and brought in Kishan Reddy. In the election, especially in central and northern part of Telangana, Bandi Sanjay's removal from the post of BJP president was seen as the reason for sections of backward classes communities to withhold their support to the BJP and transfer it to other parties, including the Congress. Then the BJP perhaps thought what it would mean if it were to make Bandi Sanjay the president. Definitely, Eatala Rajender, again a prominent leader, would have opposed it. In fact, the party, it seems, also saw opposition from incumbent president Kishan Reddy, incumbent president of the state unit, incumbent minister also in the Modi cabinet, opposing Bandi Sanjay's elevation as the state unit chief in Telangana. But when it came to Eatala Rajender's position or elevating him or picking him, it seems the BJP was also concerned, not just because he comes from the BRS, he joined the BJP from the BRS, but now the Revant Reddy government in Telangana has set up a commission that is probing the alleged irregularities in the Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. And Eatala Rajender was a minister in the KCR government, and he has been summoned by the commission to depose, to record his statement about these alleged irregularities. The BJP, it seems, does not want to take any risk and would like to wait and watch where this commission goes and what role it will attribute to Eatala Rajender in the whole scheme of things. For now, it seems the BJP has found a solution to its problem. To put all divisive dissent and factionalism to rest, it has chosen a candidate who has no enemies, who is not perceived as a threat by anybody in the party, and somebody who's been a long loyalist, ideologically very integral part of the Sangh Parivar. Ramchander Rao is being seen as a person who will manage the party, who will bring in structure to the party, who will keep it afloat until election is upon the BJP in Telangana. Closer to the election, we may see yet another change of leadership for Telangana BJP. For now, the president is all set to be Ramchander Rao, a former MLC. Until I come back to you with yet another episode of State of Play, do stay tuned to South First. Thank you so much for watching.